just late.
You know, more are gonna present.
Dude, I think it's too far. Oh my god. Stop. Look at all our colors.
I just shared it. You did?
Alright, did everyone share it with me?
I think so.
What happened? Are you alright?
Yeah. It's just I don't think he can present today. Miss Pittman.
Yes.
I'm leaving early today at like 1:30 so we can go first. But I'm not leaving early tomorrow, so I won't have to come in for the test.
Oh, you are? But is that going to jeopardize your status? Oh, okay, good. How did it go? George, did it well? Did it go well so far? The trial?
Thank you, George. I'm proud of you.
Anthony.
You have something on the floor though. George has
I know.
you know, record-breaking record.
I'm at 6:35. That's like 2.5 minutes full of. It's okay.
Oh, I saw you there. Sitting in there.
What are you? George, yeah, right there.
Oh, we're back there? No, I had to put my bag away.
Yes. What? Oh. Oh, see you later. All right, who's the Outlook 63869A4DA04? Someone, I don't know who that is, but someone shared something with me.
I think that's what he's
I just shared it, so that might be.
This one, it says, testosterone gang. So someone in the testosterone gang is like Outlook user, like something. I just would like to know who it is.
Oh yeah, we did testosterone.
But okay.
Yeah.
But it's only one, doesn't get
So you're the one who shared it with me. So you're the Outlook user. Okay. That's fine. All right. No. Which from the Dropbox. Well, so let me share with you my newer folder because that was a folder from last week, but that was semester 1. So I have a new folder for semester 2. So I'll show you the newer ones because I've changed all the. I'll share this one with you too, though, and you'll get a link to it. Download it? You should be able to download it. No, that shouldn't make that much of a. All right. Well, maybe I can look at it with you later because I would love to. Yeah, you can take whatever I have and use it. And they're just doing the presentations today. How many different groups are there? How many groups do we have?
9 or 10.
And how are you guys ready for the quiz tomorrow? Yeah? There are 9 groups?
9 or 10.
Oh yeah.
9. Yeah, 9.
Hello. Yes.
Did anybody leave pearl earrings in the locker room?
Here, I actually wanted to ask you too. I was going to email you tomorrow.
It is. Those are good ones. Okay.
Yes. As part of our tissue donation, it's like a state required thing. She has like a personal story to tell, and she's been giving like a little guest presentation. And like the last like half hour of like public health class. So if she's doing something else, there's something.
I swear, if you eat any of that,
I was going to email you, and I'm sorry I haven't gotten but it makes a big difference, you know, because I'm in the video. So much more personal, and they can
Did you just make this like right now?
She has like and she's very active. I know. That's not yours. Where are yours? Yes, exactly. My hair now. I want the half hour. Today at lunch, and I'm just filling out the list, and so she's gonna know when to meet. Yes, go ahead.
All right. All right, so I'm just gonna give you guys a little. You can choose. Who do I always start over here, right?
Don't pick number 1 or 2.
So someone from your group has to choose.
What number? Okay, that's good.
6. Let's go. Or 9. I need to know. No.
Anthony, what is it? 4.
Got it.
Wait, what did we get? 2.
I have a problem.
So the second person.
Yeah.
Anyone have 2?
Who got second?
Who didn't get one?
I wish I had. Do you mind? Oh, you have to leave.
Who didn't get? Are there 9 groups?
What number is it?
Did everyone group?
What number is
Did
it?
every group get one? Yeah.
If you didn't say no.
So then there are only 8 groups.
Wait, but what number is that?
I don't know.
No, but like,
Can it be like a ring?
No, because then that moves up other groups.
Oh yeah.
No, it doesn't move up there.
It's the last
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. But so there are only 8 groups.
and
All right.
like 1 or 2.
All right. So whoever has one has to switch with George and Aria.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. All right.
We have to leave it first and second.
So I'm going ahead and starting this up,
We have
right?
to go early anyway.
Let's go.
We have to go early anyway. Anthony has. I think that we're
I just want to remind you guys that you're responsible for the information. You're responsible for the information in their presentations. So you should be taking notes, or if you don't understand something, you should be asking them, right? I'm not going to give like crazy specific information, like a question, but you do need to know like the general idea of like what that lipid does, because otherwise, why would you be doing it?
What about like? Is it being projected onto you?
This is more coverage than over here.
Can't see it.
George.
You like George? No, it's not gonna fit.
Sure, just hanging over your neck. I got my sister. Okay.
Alright, are you guys ready?
No.
So take notes, be polite, like, heads up, no feet on the desks, like, no talking or whispering. If you feel like you might be tempted to talk to the people next to you, then maybe you should move closer. Okay? Can you guys come like up here closer just so you can like, so they can have a better audience? Well, 2 of you can sit up here. And then maybe some people, can we fill in over there? No.
All
Alright.
Walking like.
Oh, welcome to the stage. Oh, shoot. Now welcome to the stage. Okay, I'm not freaking.
Alright guys, so wait, you need, who was it? It was
We're the
this.
testosterone gang.
The one in the
Yo. Yeah.
It's interesting, like that. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's fine, but I guess you don't use slides.
I mean, we just use it for this singular. Because PowerPoint is better.
Do you need voice, like volume?
No.
This is John.
Oh, but you need this on. Why is it
Wait, I
on?
thought it said on the thing to make a PowerPoint.
Oh, there we go. Well, or slide. I mean, it means like.
Not though. Can we turn off the lights?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's gonna get brighter, but I'll turn off the lights. All right, guys, ready? So we're all listening attentively.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am George,
I'm Arya.
And I'm Arnold.
and we will be presenting to you testosterone. Okay. Welcome, guys, to the Testosterone Zone, where we help individuals with their testosterone-related issues. Today, we have welcomed to the stage Arya Patel, who has been experiencing testosterone deficiency. First, let's start with your clothing.
Fun fact, men who choose the color red typically have higher testosterone levels than men who choose blue.
Oh.
So, Arya, what do you know about testosterone to start?
Well, I did a little research before coming to this show, and what I realized is that low testosterone levels, they develop reproductive tissues through the testes and the prostate. Also, low testosterone levels peaks during adulthood. And fun fact is that it can happen in men and women, not just men.
Yeah, okay. That's great to start, but here's some more information.
So testosterone helps grow muscle and bone mass, as well as helping grow body hair, and it also helps with fat distribution around the body. Testosterone also helps with red blood cell production, as well as protein synthesis, which is the creation of new proteins. Testosterone is a steroid, an anabolic steroid, and you can see it as a steroid because it has the 4 fused rings. And it's mainly used for the male reproductive system.
Okay, so what diseases could result from testosterone deficiency? Well, you've probably heard of some of these. Erectile dysfunction is very common within men. Osteoporosis, which makes your bones weaker, and frailty just makes your entire body like overall weaker and more susceptible to injuries and hemorrhage.
All right, so some causes of low testosterone levels are. Would you explain to me what are some low causes?
Well, you might have low testosterone because of inflammatory diseases, as well as alcoholism, AIDS, or kidney disease. Have you been experiencing any of those lately?
Not recently or ever, actually. I have not experienced any of them.
Well, maybe some other cause then.
Okay. But some symptoms I have been feeling is my sleep has been a little, it's been altered, and I haven't been sleeping as well. And I've been waking up kind of feeling sad, which is, I think, another cause, which is depression. Is that one of the causes?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I've been feeling that, and I've been fatigued. I'm eating healthy and I have a good diet, but I just feel like I'm, losing weight, which is not a good sign.
Well, you might also want to look out for increased body fat, decreased muscle mass, or reduced sexual desire, because that may also be a symptom of low testosterone.
So you might be thinking, what can help this? Well, a common idea is using testosterone supplements, which will help boost the testosterone levels within your body.
Wait, but what are the side effects? Is it all good, or is there some negative on it?
Well, there are some pretty bad side effects, such as the increase in red blood cells within your body, prolonged heart disease, possible breast or prostate cancer, and sleep apnea.
Oh God, I don't know if I want to take these treatments anymore.
Alright, well, you can have fun dealing with your low testosterone. Thank you. You guys have any questions?
Alright, questions? Yeah.
Okay.
What's sleep apnea?
Okay, so sleep apnea is when you're sleeping, your breathing interrupts because your body just not used to it, and you stop breathing when you sleep, so it causes you to wake up and just it makes your body very tired when you wake up in the morning to get up for the day because you didn't really get enough REM sleep. So yeah. Good question. Any other ones?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You got all those pictures? I'm not bringing those.
The thing about the colors is true. Who shared it with me, Olivia?
Anthony.
I think I should it. Yeah.
Do you want lights on?
No, it's okay. Should we pass them out at the beginning, or hold this and pass it out when you talk about it?
So we did our project on aldosterone
We have some diagrams so you can pass them around to like help you understand a little bit.
and like suppress any confusion.
Oh.
So some of the functions of aldosterone is to conserve sodium, secrete potassium, maintain the body's water levels, and stabilize blood pressure. And it is secreted by the adrenal glands. And here's like a little overview of that. So the structure, it is a steroid hormone. So therefore, it has 4 fused rings. And the formula is C21, H28, and O5.
So the main disease that comes from this is hyperaldosteronism. There's primary causes and there's secondary causes. In the primary causes, the adrenal glands are responsible. And the first bullet point in pink shows one of the primary causes, which is where the aldosterone secreting cells create too much aldosterone. And scientists aren't really sure why this happens. The second one, Conn syndrome, is when you have a tumor that creates too much of the aldosterone. And the last one is where it's genetic and it runs throughout families. And then this is secondary causes. So basically secondary causes are outside of the adrenal glands and happen all throughout the body. And there's high levels of renin in the body, and you can also suffer from low blood pressure.
So for this disease, some of the symptoms that you can get include, some of the severity and prognosis of this disease depends on how well you treat it. If you catch it early and you treat it well and you treat it properly, you should be able to live a long and healthy life. However, if you don't treat it properly, you can suffer from heart failure, strokes, kidney failure, and even early death. But if you catch it and you do treat it, and it's a primary cause, you would be able to live a relatively healthy life, have minor issues such as fatigue, numbness, muscle cramps, and weakness, or an increased thirst and urination. But if you treat it, you should be able to live a long, healthy life. Now, some of the treatments depend on what the cause is. So if you have a secondary cause, which is, for example, a tumor, you would want to get surgery to remove the tumor, which hopefully it's in the spot that you would be able to remove it when usually you can, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you have a tumor, you want to get rid of it. However, it's a little bit more complicated when it's a primary cause because, like Liv said, scientists don't always know what the cause is, so there's not a cure for it when it's a primary cause. However, some good treatments can include blood pressure medication and low-salt diets, which can help with the increased aldosterone.
Thank you.
And then questions? I do have a piece of paper that you guys can look at. It just has a list of extra symptoms, some of the major symptoms, and some of the minor symptoms.
Anybody miss anything? Questions? No. Okay. Questions?
What is the structure of it like?
And there's the formula.
Have you guys noticed about that formula? When you look at the formula, what do you? There's very little oxygen, which is characteristic of what? All lipids, right? Lipids. Why does it make sense that all lipids would not want to have oxygen, or not that they don't want to have oxygen, but why don't they have?
They're nonpolar.
Because they're in general nonpolar, or they're generally hydrophobic, right? So yeah. So whenever you see, if I give you a formula and you see like, wow, there's a certain number of carbons, a lot of hydrogens, and then like very few oxygens, your first instinct should be that is probably lipid, right? Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you.
So where was this produced again?
The adrenal glands.
Adrenal gland, good.
There's like a fancy name for it in there.
The zona.
We couldn't pronounce the name.
No, I can pronounce it. I just don't remember.
Who shared it? Who shared this with you?
I did.
When did? Oh, here.
Oh, it's the glomerulosa. Zona.
Zona glomerulosa. Okay. put one light on just because it feels too bright. I mean, too dark. Isn't it?
Yeah.
I kind of like when it's dark.
You liked it when it was.
Yeah, because
No, you guys shouldn't be falling asleep no matter what.
Or you shouldn't have said that.
Alright.
I'm not saying that I am, but that's just causing unnecessary doubt.
That's me, don't worry.
Okay.
okay, so I'm Juliana,
And I'm Mike.
and we did our project on low-density lipoprotein.
Now, some of the functions of LDL is it causes you to have more cholesterol, and it makes the cholesterol less dense, and it causes buildup in the blood vessels. And it is a part of 5 of the major groups, or it's a part of the 5 major groups of lipoproteins in the body. And it moves cholesterol throughout your body and it is made in the liver and it goes out to the cells. And it can be used for cell repair, and it's also deposited in your inside your artery walls.
So the structure of a LDL, on the sides there are the phospholipids, the heads on the outside and the tails on the inside, and inside there's the triglycerides and the cholesterol esters, and on the outside there's also the proteins that make cholesterol.
And some of the diseases and conditions, one of the diseases is high cholesterol, which can limit the blood flow, and it is a chronic illness, but it can be treated.
And stroke is where there's less blood flowing to the brain cells, so it cuts it off. And some symptoms of this include trouble speaking, walking, and moving. And it can't be cured because it's an emergency, but it's critical, and you can kind of recover from it, but it's a very serious condition.
So now, what are some of the things that you guys think can raise your LDL levels?
And remember, LDL levels are your bad cholesterol.
Anyone? Charlie?
Fatty foods.
Yes. Lidu?
Not exercising now.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyone else? Okay.
All right.
So, what can raise your LDL levels are consumptions of saturated fats, as Charlie's previously stated. Some examples are fatty cuts of beef, pork, and lamb, lard, high dairy foods, just maintaining a poor diet overall, lack of exercising, and smoking.
And now time for the opposite. What are some things that you guys think can raise your LDL levels? Can lower your LDL levels? So, can George?
Exercising.
Yes.
Addie?
Not smoking.
Caitlin? Good diet. Okay, and then, of course, exercising, not smoking, and then here are some of the foods that are good for you and can lower your LDL levels. So like oats, whole grains, beans, nuts, vegetable oils, apples, grapes, citrus fruits, and fatty fish. So that can make a cholesterol. Any questions?
Wait, so those foods lower it or just provide good cholesterol for you?
Good cholesterol, and it can lower your levels if they're too high.
Yeah, they can lower your bad cholesterol.
So how again would this differ from the HDL?
Because the HDL is the good cholesterol, and that, I believe, transports it out of the body. And this one takes it from the liver to the cells. And that one comes out.
You don't have to present anyone.
Alright, let's go again. Our clapping is so bad.
Okay, Nikki.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright, Mike. Alright, who's next?
Me and Lily.
I shared it. You shared it. Okay. Let's go. Oh my gosh, this is blinding.
Okay,
Okay, so we're presenting about trenbolone, which is a lipid that is not found in the body, and it's an anabolic steroid.
So the normal functions, this is generally used in both animals and humans. So in animals, it's used to it's a steroid that they inject into animals to make them fatter in order for production and slaughter, which is what we eat. And humans, it's to increase muscle mass, and it can be used for medicine if someone's suffering from muscle atrophy, which is when their muscles are degenerating. It can help them keep their muscle.
And the way that it does this is that it burns all of the fat in your body and releases a lot of the water that is being retained and builds up all the muscle. So there's 3 different variations of trenbolone. There's 17 alpha, 17 beta cattle. Trenbolone, which is used for cattle in order to make them healthier and more efficient. Then there's trenbolone and trenbolone acetate, which is both used in humans, and trenbolone anthetate, which is used in humans. This is more commonly used, even though it is illegal now. It's legal for scientific research, but a lot of bodybuilders use it, and it's sold on the black market.
So don't take it. Alright? So some disease that you can get from this, it is a drug, so you can suffer from addiction. So that being said, you can go to therapy for that. You can get Alzheimer's and other neurological diseases from it. And you can also get increased acne growth, which kind of goes against the whole point in humans taking this. Because you're doing it, most people do it to look good and look big, but you get increased acne growth. And if you take it young enough, it can stimulate puberty. So you can go through it earlier than natural times. And you can have other liver issues and leads to a lot of things.
So in males, it leads to atrophy, which, as Lidu said before, is the deterioration of organs. It leads to sperm production, breast and prostate enlargement, decreased hormone levels, and sterility, which means that you can't produce kids. In females, there's menstrual irregularities, infertility, and masculinization, which is the loss of a lot of female features. Alright, so here's our review. How many variations of trenbolone are there? Addie.
3.
Yes, good job. And what are some of the side effects? George.
Acne growth. You could
Alright, Aria.
You gotta go through puberty earlier.
Kaylin. Mike.
Atrophy.
Addie.
Alzheimer's.
Arsh. Nope, you got it. Alright. Arnav.
High blood sugar.
Juliana.
Infertility.
Good job, everyone. That was really
Very
great.
good, right?
What is it used on? Arsh.
Mostly animals that are being sold for food, and then there's humans for bodybuilding.
Yeah. And how does it work? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Arsh.
It breaks down all the fat, and the water that's stored in it is distributed to your muscles to grow them.
Yeah, so it burns all the fat, releases a lot of the water, and builds up your muscles. And this is because the ammonium ion uptake is being increased, which leads to increased protein synthesis.
So in other words, it kind of speeds up the metabolic process, which is short.
Yep.
Any questions?
And someday soon you guys will understand what that means when you say an ammonium ion leads to protein synthesis. When we do proteins and when we do other, you'll actually understand molecularly what that means.
Okay.
But that's accurate, so good.
Is this similar to PEDs that are banned from competitive sports or something like that?
Can you repeat the first
Is this
part?
is this one of those drugs that are not allowed to be used for competitive
Yeah, except this is illegal.
Yeah,
This
but
is highly illegal and unregulated.
there have been known cases of what's it called when you're being caught using steroids in sports. Well, there's been no known cases of athletes using this, but
It's bodybuilding.
it's probably been done before. Okay.
Wait, can it be prescribed by like medical professionals?
Well, isn't there like no proof of it?
That's like
Well, not trenbolone specifically, like steroids maybe, but trenbolone is the strongest of like all the anabolic steroids.
Trenbolone? No.
No.
It's generally given by injection or pills. And George, just to answer your question, it was used medically.
Okay.
Until it became highly addictive and used.
Yeah.
Now it's heavily regulated.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
What a lovely way to end it.
I have one question. You guys said like sperm production. Do you mean like decreased
Yeah,
sperm production?
like
Okay.
you.
Right. Okay. Because it just said sperm production, but I wasn't sure if it was lowered or increased.
Okay. Peace. Thanks.
George,
Very nice.
you hit a home run because you're running home because you're off the team. I'm kidding. Come on.
He was never on the team in the first place.
How long did it take you to think of that?
Yeah, he definitely was thinking about that for quite a while.
All right, we're moving on. Good. Ready?
We'll be speaking about estrogen.
And I'm Rowena. This hormone does it all, and the impact it has on our body is significant, and you'll find all about that.
Estrogen is produced in the ovaries for females and testes for males, and it plays a major role in sexual development, and it helps with bone metabolism as well as liver function. Having too low or too high estrogen can be very dangerous. Having low estrogen interferes with your sexual function, and it also increases the risk of obesity and osteoporosis as well as cardiovascular disease. And having too high estrogen can cause bloating, irregular menstrual periods, anxiety, hair loss, and memory problems. And specifically for guys, it can cause infertility and erectile dysfunction.
So this is the molecule of an estrogen. It's a steroid as characterized by the 4 different rings that are linked together, and this is the formula for it. And you'll notice it has a low oxygen. You can get a lipid. So in females, estrogen promotes growth and development and provides a suitable environment for fertilization. It also helps provide nutrients to the embryo. And in females, estrogen also regulates between menstruation, and it's also responsible for some of the key differences between males and females, such as having more permanent hair on the head when they grow older. Additionally, it also increases level of serotonin. This is known as the happy chemical in your brain, and it also helps with bone formation, and it helps prevent osteoporosis, going along with helping bone formation and muscle mass.
And now the guys will find out why they need estrogen. Similar to estrogen's function in females, for males it helps with the development of sexual characteristics. It matures a sperm. It helps to maintain a healthy libido. And there's estrogen receptors that converts testosterone to estrogen. And it also combats osteoporosis, which is a condition where someone's bones are weak and brittle. And it also helps heart health and aids metabolism.
We're gonna go and cut to an infomercial. Alright, so we're setting the scene. We're in a really sketchy alleyway, and Mary is trying to sell me something.
So, bro, wanna buy some estrogen? $10 only, limited edition.
I'm not too sure about this. It seems a little sketchy.
No, it's legit, I swear.
Well, if you say so. Here's some money. It looks kind of funny.
Nah, it just looks that way. When you take it, you'll be amazed.
Okay then, can anyone take this?
Yeah, anyone. Guys, girls, they all have some estrogen in them.
Cool. But what does it do?
It helps you and your bones grow, produces positive chemicals, and gives you a strong heart.
All that for $10?
Yep, it's a great deal, I know.
No side effects, right?
Well, funny you should ask. You see, too much, and well, it can lead to disease and major damage.
You didn't think to tell that to me before?
Well, you never asked.
Solid point. So what is estrogen? Is it a hormone or?
It's a type of lipid called a steroid, but this is a natural steroid that's in all humans.
So it won't kill me, is what you're saying.
Not if you have the right amount.
So I'm a superhero?
Sure.
Estrogen, it makes you a superhero.
Not really.
Coming back, just as we mentioned before, too much estrogen is also bad. Some of the diseases that is caused by too much estrogen is neurodegenerative disease. And some of the causes for this is that the estrogen, an excess amount of estrogen, cuts off your brain's connection to the rest of the body and can lead to degeneration of the brain. This disease is also caused by oxidative stress, which is an imbalance in free radicals, which are basically molecules that contain oxygen and antioxidants in your body. Symptoms of this include memory loss, anxiety, and mood swings. And this disease is extreme and incurable. However, with the right medicine, you can slow down the process and release some of the pain, but unfortunately, it'll get worse over time and it creates permanent damage.
Prostate cancer is caused by abnormal and mutated cells in the prostate. It's also been found that high levels of a certain type of estrogen can cause it. Some people don't have any symptoms at all, but some common ones are pain in the bones and problems with urination, which could mean that there's thin streams of urine, they urinate excessively or frequently, there's a lack of bladder control, or they have a greater urge to urinate. The prognosis, there's about a 95% survival rate, but hold on. The survival rate is very high, it's about 95%, but it's also the leading cause of death from cancer in men, and it's aggressive and grows very quickly. There are several options for treatment, like chemotherapy and radiation therapy. It kills cells that are abnormal or grow too quickly. Medication, that will reduce the urge to urinate. Surgery, that would just remove the prostate glands as well as tissue around that. And hormone therapy is used to block the production of androgen, which is a hormone that develops male characteristics. And estrogen is used in hormone therapy, but it's a little controversial because there's a lot of side effects.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
Thank you.
I think we're the first one to share it.
When did you share it with me? Huh?
Very top, yeah. Omar.
That was the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one in order.
Number 6.
March on.
I have to go here because I have to forget. Ouch. I'm blind.
It's interesting that your names do flow together so well. Both the first name and the last name.
Hello everyone, my name is Omar Khan.
And I'm Arshbal.
And together we are Omar Khan. Today we're going to be talking about cortisol and our product, Cordoza. It is the best produce of the cortisol supplement.
Alright. Do you guys have trouble working really hard when you have to study for school? Answer these questions, come on.
Yes.
Are you guys always on your phone?
Yeah.
Never working? Alright, you guys need Cortosa because Cortosa, it makes you productive. I am a Scottish researcher and I realised that in Scotland the people are very productive. So I said, figure out what makes them productive, slap it in a pill and give it to Americans. Slap it in a pill and give it to Americans.
So we have an overview of this drug. As you can see, there is a pill right here. It is a stress hormone, so while we brought up the fact that if you're not motivated doing homework, there's such a thing called eustress. There's eustress, which is good stress, and there's distress, which is bad stress. But eustress can actually help you get motivated to do a lot of things. So if you're having trouble doing something that you need to do, you can take this pill and it will help you do it faster.
Good lad. Alright, our product. Alright, so as Omar explained, there's 2 types of stress, de-stress and eustress. De-stress, bad, don't want to do anything, I'm too scared, Eustress, good, come on, let's get everything done. So we manipulated the drug and where it's distributed and the speed at which it's distributed, so that way it produces eustress in the body.
So, the function of cortisol, it controls your mood, your motivation, your fear, your fight or flight response in your body. It also controls like your sleep and wake cycle, like whether you have insomnia or not, and it also controls your blood sugar. So as you can see, here's a picture of what it does in the brain.
Fun fact, I finished this entire presentation in the locker room. I took a pill of cortosa and then I was like, let's get this done, you know? It took like 2 minutes, I promise. Alright. Omar, so...
So we have the structure of cortisol right here. It is produced in a gland in the second layer of the adrenal cortex found in the human body. As you can see, it's made up of different amounts of oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen. And right now,
we're going to do a group activity that involves...
Exactly.
Which is not really a group.
We want you guys to help us find the amount of carbons, the amount of hydrogens, and the amount of oxygen atoms in this molecule
the
cortisol.
C, the H, and the O. Let's count.
So, would anyone like to volunteer and come and circle all the carbons here?
Alright.
Let's get Sarah.
Sarah. Thank you for coming up here, Sarah.
Anytime.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Wait.
19, that's right, no, that's
Yeah, those are both
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's one,
19.
too, yeah.
Okay.
Right. And now we would like a volunteer to circle the hydrogens.
That's harder.
Alright, Charlie.
Why is that hard? I'm not.
Never mind. I raised my hand.
I thought that was the easy one.
Yeah, we go for oxygen.
Remember, carbon needs to be bonded to 4 things, so it's only bonded to 2 things. What are the other 2 things that it's bonded to?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen. So
They're not always
They're
strong.
all, a lot of them are hidden there, so.
Exactly.
Okay. Raise my hand. This is the easy one, but I guess not. Okay. They're like coming off.
But carbon will only have a match of 4 total. So that one right there, that one's already all done. Like it doesn't need any.
That one right there.
Can I do this one?
Yeah.
Good job, Charles.
Thank you for being a nice volunteer.
Nice job. Nice one, job.
This fell apart really fast.
Alright, so does this need any hydrogens on it?
No, it has 4
1, 2,
bonds.
3, 4. So no, right?
Fine.
1, 2, 3.
Just needs 1.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Any?
Done.
What about this one?
That
Needs
is
2 more.
2 more.
What about this one?
2 more.
2 more.
2 more here. Does this one need any? 1, 2, 3, and it has the other
Yeah, it has
4th
a
one
4,
there.
yeah.
What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4's here.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. This is a carbon here though too, right?
I believe
This
so.
is a
That
carbon.
is
Yeah.
Carbon
It
here.
was erased.
That would be a carbon here and a carbon here, so it'd be 20.
So these are carbons here, but then these carbons have how many on them?
They have 3.
And this one would have 3 here, right?
Hmm?
Alright, and this one would have how many H's coming off of this one?
1, 2, 1.
There's 1 there, 2 here, 2 here. Are you guys with me? You see why I'm doing this? Alright, this has 2. Are you? Yeah? What about this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I need any there?
Nope.
Do I need any here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I need any here?
It needs 2.
Need 2.
Alright.
Not bad.
And then this one needs 2 too, right?
Fun.
Alright,
Would someone like to
Why don't we count these up?
Now, Charlie, would you like to come up? It's fine.
Okay, he's heading out now.
Thanks, girl.
We got 31.
We got 31 hydrogens.
Unless I messed up on it. Alright. Who would like the
Did I get it right? Okay. Do we have enough?
Yeah.
So let's count them. Can you circle them in like a different color, like red or something?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
You forgot one.
Oh, 30! 30! Yay!
Is that the right number?
I think so, yeah, 30.
Alright, right, now oxygen. Who likes
This
someone
is
with
me.
oxygen? Come on.
Okay, so then I.
Alright, hustle, or else you're not going to get the circle. Like, come on.
Okay.
We need to get this man some supplements. Come on. You're slow.
1, 2, 3, 4. Incredible.
Notice the low amount of oxygen makes it elephant. It's okay.
I just looked.
Alright, it's fine.
Omar, is your carbon 19?
It's 18. It's okay. Alright. Various diseases that come with lack or too much cortisol would be heart disease, insomnia, asthma, obesity, depression, anxiety, and Alzheimer's disease. Because basically a lot of these things they also stem from stress, which is also an increase in bad cortisol. But if you take our supplement, which is good cortisol, you'll be productive.
I agree.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Are there any questions that you have?
I'm selling for a pack of 10 pills for like $70.
Are you mobile?
Sarah. Yes.
On that structure,
Yes.
what are the fat lines?
They're just a carbon.
That's just like a simpler way of drawing it. Because if
So-
you drew everything the same way, it would get very large.
The solid ones, like the ones that are like bolded, that means that it's coming out of the plane. Whereas the ones that are dashed, it's going into the plane. So it's like this way instead of like.
You can kind of see it's almost 3D.
It's
Yeah.
like a
It's called a Fisher projection. It's like organic chemistry like way of showing a molecule that's like not going like up or down from that thing, but it's actually coming out of the page or into the page.
3D.
Okay.
Right.
Are there any more questions?
And actually, I think there are 21 parts.
We messed up.
I think we forgot to count the ones at the ends of those
Yeah.
bolded
That's what I was gonna say.
ones. So 18, 19, 20. Yeah, 21. I think it's 20. But anyway, yeah.
21.
But you guys, and where is this produced? Where is this producing at?
A gland in the second layer of the
second
adrenal
layer.
Adrenal
cortex.
cortex, and what else was produced there?
What?
Also in the adrenal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Good. Where were the other ones produced? Where was estrogen produced? In the ovaries or in the testes, and where was testosterone produced?
In the testes and the ovaries.
Yeah, men usually don't have ovaries, but oh no, yes, in the ovary. Yes, you're right. Sorry. I thought you said and the ovaries. Okay, you're right, or the ovaries. You're fine. Good. All right.
Oh, they actually said over.
Where are we?
I know.
Whose turn is it?
I shared these presentations. Please share them.
Yeah.
I am not saying you guys are.
You guys, share them. Put them on classroom please, so that everyone can benefit from them. But you should be paying attention, right? So you should know. All right.
Okay, we did our presentation on progesterone.
The function of progesterone, it prepares for pregnancy by telling the uterus to create a lining in the endometrium. So the endometrium is the innermost layer of the uterus. So it creates a lining that'll keep the egg in place so the uterus doesn't reject it. And it also strengthens the pelvic wall muscles in preparation for birth. It controls menstruation. And men, it plays a role in helping to produce testosterone. So this is the structure, and it's a steroid, and the chemical formula is C21H30O2.
Okay, so we have pop quiz. True or false, men have progesterone?
True.
Good job. And what is the progesterone meant for? No. Okay, so the disease that is related to progesterone is autoimmune progesterone dermatitis, and the exact cause of it isn't like entirely understood because it's a pretty rare disease. But most scientists believe that it's caused by high levels of progesterone, so it's an autoimmune response that's triggered by these high levels. And the symptoms are like recurrent skin rashes, including hives, erythema multiforme, which are bullseye-shaped lesions, swelling beneath the skin, eczema-like rash, annular erythema, which is ring-shaped reddening of the skin, and mouth sores. And the severity of APD varies depending on the phase of the menstrual cycle. So usually it's worse during the second phase when the levels of progesterone are naturally higher. But after menstruation, the levels of progesterone naturally fall, so the rashes get better. So to diagnose APD is based on your clinical history, like your symptoms around your menstrual cycle, and also the evidence of a skin reaction to progesterone. So progesterone is injected by a skin prick or a needle injection, and it's positive when there's a skin reaction within a 24 to 48 hour period. And for treatments, there's hormone therapy to suppress the production of progesterone. If you have a mild case, then you can treat the rashes with antihistamine or corticosteroids. But if these don't work, you can surgically remove your ovaries. Okay. What causes APD?
High levels of progesterone.
And what's the severity of APD?
It varies depending on where you are in the menstrual cycle.
And how is APD diagnosed? Anyone other than mine? Yeah.
Wait, is it by like your history of your cycle and like your medical history?
Yeah. And you can also inject progesterone and see if there's a reaction to it. Okay, thanks. Any questions?
Do you guys remember like the slide that I had about steroids, right? So the top one, the one like that's like the grandfather of all the steroids is what? That's cholesterol, right? But then after that, what was the next one? Progesterone, right? And so that was like, so progesterone, and then progesterone leads to testosterone, which leads to estradiol, right? Which is, yeah, estrogen. And then the other one, but progesterone also gives rise to cortisol and aldosterone. Like aldosterone. All right, good. Next one. Is that it?
No.
Oh no. Just one more?
Yeah.
Who shared it with me? Who shared it with me?
Jasmine.
And when was that?
Last night.
Last night? Sometime? I just don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'll start over here and I'll be the quicker. Okay, so we are doing our presentation on HDL, which is also known as high density lipoproteins.
So as Jasmine said before, HDL is high density lipoproteins, and HDL absorbs cholesterol and it carries it back to the liver, and it's known as the good one because high levels of it can lower your risk of heart disease. It fights the LDL by taking the cholesterol from it, and then leads to excretion of the cholesterol, which they took from the LDL, and then going from the cells to liver is just how it was absorbed.
Okay, so some of the diseases are familial HDL deficiency and Tangier disease, and both of these relate to the high risk of heart disease, which is caused by low HDL levels. Okay, so the first one is familial HDL deficiency, and this is caused by VCA1 or APOA1 genes, and this is usually a genetic disease. And some symptoms include liver abnormality, anemia, which is the reduced amount of red blood cells. So like as you can see here, the normal red blood cells versus the ones with a person with anemia, and blurred vision. And the prognosis is low HDL, and this leads to heart disease, as I said before. And a treatment is, I don't know how to pronounce it, niacin, I think. But it was stopped being used because it didn't really reduce the risk of heart disease, so it was just like there.
So the next disease is
is Fangio disease, and it's caused by the ABCA1 gene. It's a mutation in that gene. And some of the symptoms include enlarged orange-colored tonsils, and I didn't want to put a picture of that because it was kind of gross. So there's that. You have like clouding in your eye. It can lead to an enlarged spleen or liver or type 2 diabetes. And it's very rare. There's only like 100 cases known worldwide. And the prognosis, people with reduced HDL levels often lead to heart disease, and there's no known cure because it's very rare.
Okay, so I'm sure none of you want that to happen to you, so I'm going to tell you ways to raise your HDL levels. Some ways that you can raise your HDL levels include exercise. If you exercise regularly and very intensely, then this can help you maintain your HDL levels. Losing weight. If you lose weight, if you lose just like 5 to 10% of your current body mass, this can help raise your HDL levels excessively. Refined carbohydrates. You should try to stay slightly away from these because these carbohydrates contain sugars, as we learned, and this can increase your LDL levels, which will therefore decrease your HDL levels. Smoking. As they said in their LDL presentation, smoking causes an increase in LDL levels, which will decrease your HDL levels. So if you do not smoke, then this will help raise your HDL levels. And alcohol. If you drink excessive amounts of alcohol, then this can decrease your HDL levels. So try to avoid this. We will now be doing a presentation, so we would like to have some volunteers up here, please. Okay, Charlie, Juliana, Arsh, Omar. We need, here, we'll need HDL. Okay. You'll be LDL.
Can I take a picture of the lineup?
Sure.
Oh, I'm LDL.
We need one more volunteer. You'll do that. Okay, Lita. And you will be the liver. So first, we're going to focus on these two.
Ooh, fun.
You, what are you? Hold up.
A story cell.
You need to hold on to him.
Nice.
You two need to fight it out for a little bit. So I will be narrating what's happening. They're fighting, and LDL goes down. And HDL wins. So HDL is going to come over here, take cholesterol, claim him, and take him over to the liver, where he is stored.
I'll miss you.
Hug on to him. This is how HDL works, because it beat the LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, and the good cholesterol won. So this is good for you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Do you guys have any questions?
I don't have my cholesterol outside.
Oh, yeah, sure. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Do you want me to recycle them?
I don't want them. Thank you. Alright, so
Alright, so you guys know that your quiz is tomorrow. I can answer some questions that you guys have about the quiz.
A review game.
We should play a review.
Can we play a review game?
Yeah, so I was thinking we should play that. Do you remember the game that we played like the first day of school, which was
Get to know each other.
the get to know each other? It was like it was 2 lies. It was you had to tell 2 truths and 1 lie, right? So I think that we should play that, and I think that that's an effective way of doing it, because then it forces you guys to come up with something that's wrong, and it forces other people to recognize something that's wrong, because that's exactly how a multiple choice test works, right? And you guys remember, so what are the topics that are going to be on it? So it's going to be lipids, and it's also going to include the 2 labs, right? Gel filtration and gel filtration, chromatography, and gel electrophoresis, right? I also want you guys to fill out this like sort of questionnaire just about how you're doing, right? And like how you're studying for tests and stuff. I know that some of you guys are happy with the way you're doing, maybe. Some of you aren't happy. But I want you to like reflect on what you're doing maybe right, what you're doing wrong. So I do want you to fill this out. But in the meantime, I want you guys to write a question, or like think of a question that you can present in the form of like two truths and a lie, right? And then you'll go around and present it. But I don't want them all to be on the same topic, right? Obviously. So some of you guys are gonna, maybe like some of you guys are gonna be responsible for gel, like for the lab, some of you will do like triglycerides, some of you do phospholipids, some of you will do lipoproteins, right? So you need to divide it somehow. And so we don't all do the same thing, right? So why don't you guys, you three can be responsible for like triglycerides, let's say, right? You three, right? You two could be in charge of phospholipids, all right? You could do a question on glycolipids, right? You can do a question on what's after cholesterol, right? You guys can also do questions on membrane fluidity, all right? Membrane fluidity. You guys can be responsible for lipoproteins, all right? HDL, LDL, right? Mike, you can be Anna, Lidu. You guys can do the gel column. You have to make a question on gel column chromatography. And you three have to do a question on gel electrophoresis. Okay. Yes. But I don't want you to work together because the point is so that other people can benefit from your question too. But just we're gonna kind of be rolling the dice and hope that you guys choose a different aspect of that question to do, right? And we're not gonna have enough time, I don't think, to do it all anyway. But just start thinking up like 2 truths and a lie about your topic.
The 2 labs, is it like
what? Sorry, one second.
Gel filtration is like that's just the overall like umbrella, and then like the 2 labs are like
No. Gel filtration chromatography was the one with the column.
So that's just one.
And gel electrophoresis. Gel filtration.
Okay.
Well, so gel like column chromatography is like the overall umbrella that includes gel filtration, which is the size exclusion one, which is the one we did. It also includes ion exchange and affinity, right? Chromatography.
What's the overall? Chromatography?
Gel column, gel column chromatography.
Gel column, okay.
So if I did this, right? So there's and then there's column, let's say gel column chromatography.
So those are the 2 labs that we
Right,
did,
and then this one is divided into gel filtration,
okay,
which is also called size exclusion.
That's the one we did.
Right. And then there's ion exchange, right? And then there's affinity.
Okay.
Right,
So that one is just a whole separate thing. That's the one with the chart.
They're just 2 totally separate separation techniques.
Okay.
Is it
Yes.
like 3 statements and one of the statements is wrong?
Yes.
Like
One of the statements is wrong.
Or is it like one question and 3 answers and one of the answers is wrong?
No, 3 statements and one of the statements is wrong. And they have to find out why it's wrong.
2 of them are right.
And I also want you to fill this out before you leave. So try to.
Yes, thank you.
Who labs are at this?
And make them feasible. Like, don't make it like obviously like, oh, in the lab I should, add the column before I add the elution buffer. I should pour the elution buffer all over my head. Like, obviously like make it like challenging enough so that people aren't, Yes, Lidu?
Just refresh my memory.
Wait, who's singing? Can someone stop?
Omar.
Oh. I just hear this like droning singing in the background, but
From outside, that's my music.
yes. Question?
They're using Omar speakers.
The difference between gel filtration and electrophoresis.
Yeah, you can do a question like that, or an option like that. All right, who's ready? And in the meantime, I want you guys to be.
Wait, we're doing this.
No. I want you to come up with your questions
Oh,
first. And this we're gonna do like sort of like here and there, like as we're.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But did you guys come up with your questions first, and then we're gonna.
Can I just bring them back for now?
Yeah. Come up with your questions first.
We're doing the gel
Phoresis. You guys are for electrophoresis. Their column chromatography or gel column chromatography, and that can include ion or affinity or that stuff. You guys are triglycerides. You're phospholipids. You guys are your glycolipids, right? You are cholesterol. Membrane, right? Okay. And you guys were membrane fluidity. And then did anyone do steroids? I guess because a lot of you guys did steroids in your presentations today. Like that's going to be what the kind of questions I would ask about those, right? Like, trying to figure out how we're going to time this week, though, because we have, like, labs to do and... All right, is anyone ready to do their question yet, or no? Yeah? All right, so once you finish your question, then start like answering the questions that I have on there. But you guys, you're ready?
Yeah.
All right. And you're answering the other questions, like these questions. Yeah. I want you guys to work on this survey, or not the survey, the reflection when you're done. For your questions? Your notes. You guys like having quizzes on Tuesday or on Friday?
I don't like quizzes ever. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of throwing me off. I don't know. You just like, I fell into like the idea that we'd have
Friday, right?
Friday.
I know. I kind of like the Friday thing too because then.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Because then I can have a nice weekend.
So I'm thinking that we're not gonna have one this Friday, but then we're gonna have like a cool, like a more, like a larger one next Friday. Or do you want one? Do you want the one this Friday too?
Wait, it would be small then, right?
So we'd have two.
It would be small. Yeah, it would.
So you'd have one on Tuesday and then one on Friday again. That seems like. Would you rather? You want to do that?
It's only a quiz with 2 days of material, so that's easier.
Wait,
than
no.
having,
How would you rate your behavior in class?
I think
Good,
so.
I
I'm
think.
completely unprepared.
2 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
No, because then that's like a smaller quiz.
How would you rate your
No, we're just gonna say
Would
that
you?
Yeah, it's Friday, so be a large.
Or would it be like
the whole thing in 2 days.
I don't think we're gonna be ready for a quiz on Friday. Actually, like I mean, we could do a quiz on Friday, but then the next one would just be like a little too much.
how weird do you want this week to be?
Because like then next week we would have to do like a lab. So we'd do a lab like the kind of last 3 full days, and then we'd do like replication, and then so it would be kind of like cramped. Like we'd have to.
This entire class is crammed, I feel like now. I feel like
Right.
we learn really
So
quickly.
modest. All right. So what do you guys want? Do you want a quiz on this Friday too?
What is smart?
So we're just adding in an extra quiz.
Well, no, it would be like dividing up.
The hallways.
No, because next week's quiz would be harder than it would be.
Oh yeah,
if
rather
it
than a
would be
quiz
on
on
Friday.
Friday,
Take it on
take it
Friday.
on Monday or Tuesday.
Then it's like the
No,
material
yes.
split.
It would include less,
It's
yeah.
not like
Yeah.
we're taking everything in the next 2 days
If
instead of
we
in a week.
take the quiz
I'd
on
rather take it on
Tuesday, we can take one on Friday.
We're
and
taking
next
it on
Friday.
Tuesday anyway.
We'd rather
I know, but I mean, like,
Are we taking it
Friday,
tomorrow?
Friday.
The-
Guys,
Friday.
Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah, let's
Friday.
go Friday.
Yeah.
because
This
The
Friday.
two short tests.
This Friday.
Friday and Friday, because that'll get us back on track on the Friday schedule, and it will also like divide up the material. All right, so Friday and then next Friday.
And that means too small.
2 smaller ones, yeah. 2 truths and a lie, yeah. All right, are we ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go through them real quick. All right, Sarah. Sarah's first. Shh. All right, everyone should, listen.
Alright, in gel electrophoresis, it is separated by charge and weight. If a gel had 2 separate bars, it would have 2 different size molecules. If a bar was closer to the positive side, it means that molecule has a negative charge.
Yeah, okay, you can pick someone.
I had a question. Can you say the second one again?
If a gel had 2 separate bars, it would have 2 different size molecules.
The first one is a lie because gel electrophoresis separates by size, not weight, and also separates on charge.
Yes, that is true.
Incidentally, though, it also does separate by weight. So, because the bigger ones are heavier, so they would travel less. That's my fault for not specifying that. But okay, what does what does gel electrophoresis not separate by? Like definitely.
Length.
Color.
By no, but shape it does too because like it's a matrix and like the shape will depend on how it's dragged. Blood type? Did someone say blood type? Okay. Huh? The pattern of the surface, right? So like affinity, like kind of like affinity, right? Okay. Yeah. That was my fault. But those are good questions. But I was thinking which one. I didn't know which one the lie was because they were all like. But those are good. That's like the type. That's the style that we want to do, right? Arsh, do you want to go? No.
I will, but like first, I just want to ask, what is the purpose of the monosaccharides within the gel? Yeah.
The what?
The monosaccharides. What's the purpose of them in the gel?
There are no monosaccharides in the gel.
Oh, great.
Did you guys look back at your things?
Oh.
So when it said like agarose, it's made of agarose, right? Some of you guys wrote that means it's a monosaccharide.
Correct.
That's not right. It means it's a sugar, or it means it's a carbohydrate, right? But it's a polysaccharide. So polysaccharide just means that it's like, that's why we did it in that unit. But it's like basically like this gel that has all these kind of holes in it.
Oh.
So that would like kind of like filter out as they're trying to pass through it. And some things will pass through quicker and some will pass slower, right?
I'll go with that.
All right. Go ahead.
So I had lipoproteins. So the outer portion consists of the hydrophilic heads and the hydrophobic tails. The second one includes glycolipids, cholesterols, triglycerides, and the phosphates. And then the last one is that it transfers materials between the cells and the liver.
Can you say the first one again?
The outer portion consists of the hydrophobic tails and the hydrophilic heads.
All right, Jasmine?
That is not correct because there's a hydrophilic heads and the hydrophobic tails.
But
hydrophobic tails.
That's what I thought it was too.
Am I saying you're wrong? Wait,
Can you read it again? Can you just read it?
The outer portion, or the outermost portion, consists of the hydrophobic tails and the hydrophilic heads. That is the first fact. Second fact, it includes glycolipids, cholesterol, and triglycerides.
Oh, I heard it. Okay.
The third one is that it transfers materials between cells and liver.
He said phospholipids the first time. So.
Cells and liver. They transfer. Right. Why would that be false?
You're doing glycolipids, right?
You're doing lipoproteins.
No. But he said it consists of glycolipids, and you're the lipid expert over here.
Yeah, it
Right.
doesn't have glycolipids.
Right. But I think the first time you read it, I think you said phospholipids, and it does have phospholipids.
Oh wait, that's
Hold on.
Wait, didn't you say the tails are on the outside?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
You said hydrophilic.
Well, I think what he meant.
all right, my bad.
So to draw like
Can
the.
I read mine after?
Is that how you draw it? Oh god. So the point, the thing that he was saying, the hydrophobic tails and the hydrophilic heads. Because he said the hydrophobic tails first, it makes it seem as if it's like looking something like this, or I don't know. Like, I think the way you said it was a little weird, which made her think.
Just like throw you off by like saying that.
But you threw us off.
All right, no.
He's like blatantly saying that it's on the outside.
All right, did you finish your thing, Mike?
What?
Okay, did you finish your paper? That like reflection?
I don't know what the last one. I don't know what liquor project you were talking about in the last one, but otherwise, yes.
The one we just
did.
Oh, okay. I'll do it when I get back.
Okay. Yeah, Omar.
Mine were on HDLs and LDLs.
Okay.
So the first one is HDL is considered good cholesterol. Second one, there is a low risk of heart disease with low HDL levels. And the third one is LDL causes more cholesterol, which is also less dense. Addie?
The second one is a lie because low HDL levels cause an increased risk in heart disease.
Correct.
Very nice.
Okay, tough crowd.
All right, good. Who wants to go next? Addie, do you want to do yours?
No.
No?
Mine were basically
The same as Sarah's?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who else? Charlie?
Sure. I mean, mine were also kind of the same as Sarah's.
That's okay, but in a different way. We can still, it can help by repeating stuff, so.
So, electrophoresis sorts molecules by size, weight, shape, to the dye that's the furthest away from the well is the largest. And 3, electrophoresis, sorts molecules by charge.
Lita?
It was when you said the furthest one away is the largest.
Correct.
Good, because actually the furthest away is the smallest, right? In contrast to gel column, right? Where the largest is travels the fastest, right? Okay. Arnav, do you want to do yours?
Yeah, sure.
They had triglycerides, right?
So, glycerol binds with fatty acids through hydrolysis. Water is a byproduct of dehydration synthesis, and triglycerides are hydrophobic.
The first one's alive?
Yeah.
Because it breaks the dehydration synthesis, right?
Right. Dehydration synthesis. Hydrolysis is the one that breaks them apart. So constructing them is dehydration synthesis or condensation.
Dehydration synthesis breaks them apart.
No. Dehydration synthesis constructs them. Synthesis means to make, right? So water is a byproduct of that, but hydrolysis breaks them apart. And that's what he said, that they're constructed through hydrolysis, which is incorrect, right?
If I take a picture, that would have that.
Sure. All right, good. Let's have another triglyceride one. Do you want to do it, Kaylin?
Yeah. So, triglycerides are formed by adding water to three fatty acids and glycerol. Ester linkages link fatty acids to glycerol, and oils are triglycerides derived from plants.
Trickier. Okay. Why? Because triglycerides are formed by...
Not through combining water
Yeah,
with fatty acids to glycerol.
Good. Not adding water, but actually water gets taken out. Good. Good. Good wording, right? So, like, she could make the test maybe.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, it's all, and this is good. It's good to be, like, really flexible with the way we're saying them. Even if it's, like, the same exact content, it's good because, like, that's probably the way that I'm going to try to word it on the test. So you should be, like, thinking like that. Hannah, do you want to do yours?
Yeah, so mine were about phospholipids.
Okay.
So to make a phospholipid is to add a triglyceride and a fatty acid together. A phosphate group is hydrophilic, and it consists of a hydrophilic tail and a hydrophilic head and a hydrophobic tail.
Okay, wait, can you say them again? I say that.
To make a phospholipid is to add a triglyceride and a fatty acid together. A phosphate group is hydrophilic, and it consists of a hydrophilic head and a hydrophobic tail.
What was the third? Wait.
What's the second one?
Yeah, what?
The third one consists of a hydrophilic tail and hydrophobic tail. And the phosphate group, you said same So, okay, I'm going to read it again. The first one is to make a phospholipid is to add a triglyceride and a fatty acid together. The second one is a phosphate group is hydrophilic, and the third one is that it consists of a hydrophilic head and a hydrophobic tail.
Okay. All right. I think I got it now. Anyone else want to volunteer? Not that I don't want to call on you, but I think you've answered a lot of them. So you know it, right? This is good. That's good. I guess, all right. If no one else is going to volunteer, then we can. Kaylin, do you want to do it? You subtract a fatty acid and you add in a phosphate group, and then you what? You move it to the opposite side of the glycerol molecule, right? Good. You guys are all with me, right? Okay, good. Juliana, do you want to do it?
Yeah, because I thought
so. Okay.
If something is hydrophobic and hydrophilic, it's
Amphipathic, okay.
It's a triglyceride with two fatty acids, and the hydrophilic head is a phosphate 1,4.
The second one, because the glycerol is one of the three fatty acids instead of two.
Good. Excellent. All right. Lidu, do you want to do yours?
I don't know, mine's not that good. I don't know if
It doesn't matter.
I'll give it a go. Gel filtration, I had column chromatography.
Okay.
Gel filtration measures size and shape. Ion exchange chromatography measures charge. And then affinity chromatography isolates all molecules.
Isolates
All
All molecules? I don't understand what you mean by measures. Measures charge or measures size?
Say it isolates by charge.
Separates substances.
Okay.
Yeah. Separates molecules or separates mixtures based on, yeah. But to say like it looks, I think maybe that was your group too. You guys said looks for charge or like this thing looks for, you really need to be precise about the wording. So it's separating a mixture based on their size of the molecules, right? So, all right, what was the, say them again then?
So gel filtration separates by size and shape.
Okay.
Ion exchange chromatography separates by charge, and affinity chromatography separates.
Yeah, there's something a little interesting about the wording there. All right. Can you guys take the last few minutes just to finish up that reflection and then hand it back? I want to see how this compares to how you do tomorrow. I'm doing some reconnaissance here. Thank you. And you don't need to write a whole book. I just want to see a general idea of how you're doing. Thank you.
Hey, are you confused on the clinical bracket?
I probably do 3 steps out of all 3
Yeah, I know. They don't make sense.
No, and she's where the go around, the things in the cavities. We didn't talk about
We
small
never talked
intestine.
about that.
I didn't understand half of it. Half of the directions were so weird.
I didn't even read the directions.
Punches me in the face.
Knock you out.
You want to try a few more questions or not? Okay. Huh? You have a good one? You guys, let's do Mike's question, all right? His truth and a lie.
Okay. So the elution buffer is the mobile phase, while the matrix is the stationary phase. Larger masses move faster, while smaller masses move slower. And substances that appear blue will absorb 420 wavelength the best, while yellow will absorb 620 the best.
Oh. What do you guys think? That's a good one. That is a good one.
What was the first? That the elution buffer is the mobile phase, while the matrix is the stationary phase.
Alright, console.
Yeah.
So blue, something that appears blue does what? What's it doing to blue light?
It reflects
It's reflecting it, not absorbing it, right? So it will absorb the opposite, the complementary color the best, right? All right, good. Are you guys all good for tomorrow? Email me if you have any questions, right? Or come, or ask to see me.
Why you got 2 phones? Are you Kevin Gates? I don't want myself. From my mom, we both be one girl.
Thank you. So tomorrow we're gonna start. Yeah. So we'll do quiz on Friday again then.